Before words, before history, humanity spoke in symbols. Across civilizations separated by oceans and millennia, the same shapes appear, the same lines, the same sacred patterns. These symbols were not decoration, they were keys. Maps to consciousness, nature, and the deep architecture of reality. Within them live archetypes, eternal forces that shape human experience, life and death, mind and spirit, the cycle, the duality, the awakening. And tonight, we journey through powerful symbols ever created, decoded through myth, history, and the hidden language of geometry. In deserts older than history, carved into temple walls held by gods and kings, a shape appears, a loop balanced on a cross. It's not just a symbol, it's a key. The ancient Egyptians called it the ankh. Known as the key of life, it represented eternal existence, divine breath, and the sacred connection between realms. In the hands of gods like Isis or Ra, it was used to bestow life itself. Its shape speaks in silence. The loop at the top, the soul, the womb, the eternal circle, the crossbar, duality, light and dark, male and female, spirit and matter, the vertical line, the spine, the breath, the journey of life through time, 3 parts, woven into one symbol. The ankh was not just worn, it was carried in rituals, painted in tombs and placed beside the dead. It was a bridge between this life and the next, a reminder that death was never the end, only a return. But more than a cultural artifact, the ankh reflects something deeper. It whispers that you, too, carry this eternal pattern, your breath, your body, your awareness. These are the ankh in motion. Even now, the ankh lives on, worn by seekers, mystics, and artists. It stands for life that's not just physical now, but sacred, intentional, connected. So next time you see the ankh, remember, it is a symbol, yes, but also a mirror of breath, of balance, of eternal becoming. To live is to remember the eternal. If this truth stirred something in you, follow the thread. More symbols await, more echoes of the ancient within the now. Subscribe, return, and remember. Before gods, before names, there was the eye watching. Not of flesh, but of spirit. The eye of Horus is more than protection. It is perception, the ability to see not just outward, but inward. It is clarity through chaos. It is balance in the storm. They called it a healing symbol, but it is more than recovery. It is the pattern of return, a sacred geometry of restoration. Each part of the eye represents a sense, sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, thought. Together they form a map, not of the world, but of how we witness it. In the myth, Horus lost his eye battling Set, his uncle, the god of chaos. But the god Thoth, master of time and wisdom, restored it, not as it was, but as it could become. This is not just a tale of gods, it's a sacred teaching. The eye, once torn apart, he becomes the symbol of return, of resurrection, not to what was, but to what now holds deeper wisdom. Wholeness, you see, does not mean untouched. It means touched by shadow, and still shining. It means the wound was not the end, but the opening. The eye was broken, but in its restoration it became more than it ever was. We all lose sight, we all are wounded, but like the eye, we can be restored, and in that restoration, we awaken. So next time you see the eye, remember, it is not just a symbol, it is a mirror of your senses, of your wounds, of your becoming. To see truly is to see with the soul. A language older than words. This is sacred geometry, the study of shapes, patterns, and ratios. Like the golden ratio and pi, seen as fundamental to nature, art, architecture, and spirit. Across the ancient world, this knowledge was woven into stone and prayer. The proportions of the Egyptian pyramids, the philosophy of the Greeks, the mandalas of India, the balance of Chinese feng shui, the alignments of Mayan temples. Its symbols are simple, yet infinite. The circle, eternal and whole. The Vesica Piscis, two worlds overlapping in creation. The flower of life and the seed of life. Patterns blooming into existence. Metatron's cube, holding the 5 platonic solids, fire, earth, air, ether and water. And in nature it is everywhere. The spiral of a shell, the unfurling of a sunflower, the lattice of a snowflake, the twist of DNA, the paths of planets in the night. To science, geometry explains form and order. To spirit, it is a blueprint of the divine. In every petal, every star, every turning tide, sacred geometry whispers, the universe is not random. It is written, in perfect form. If you have felt the pull of these patterns, you are already part of their design. Subscribe and continue the journey through the hidden sacred of the world. In the space between silence and creation, a pattern emerges, 19 circles, each overlapping, each connected. Known as the flower of life, it carries deep roots in ancient cultures. Its form is more than beauty, it is a map, a blueprint of creation, a reminder of universal interconnectedness and of harmony. Within it lives the seed of life, the golden ratio, and the platonic solids, the hidden architecture of form. Across centuries it has inspired spiritual practice, and in the modern world it bridges geometry with consciousness, form with coherence. Perhaps it is not just a pattern we see, but a truth we feel. This is the flower of life. At the meeting of two perfect circles, a hidden shape emerges, the Vesica Piscis, a doorway between worlds. The Vesica Piscis arises when two identical circles overlap, each centre resting on the edge of the other. Its almond or lens-like shape becomes a fundamental geometric form, giving rise to sacred patterns, including the flower of life. Its proportions whisper mathematics. The width-to-height ratio reflects the square root of 3, shaping equilateral triangles, hexagons, and patterns of harmony. Ancient Greece recognized its power. Pythagoras and his followers saw it as a symbol of harmony and proportion. Later, Christianity adopted it. The ichthys, the fish, became a symbol of Christ and spiritual rebirth. In Gothic cathedrals, Vesica Piscis frames sacred figures. Christ, the Virgin Mary, suspended within an almond-shaped halo of light. The Vesica Piscis is union, intersection, heaven and earth, spirit and matter, masculine and feminine. Seen as a portal, the Vesica represents creation itself. One becomes two, and two return to one. It seeds greater patterns, the mandala, the flower of life, a web of creation woven across art, geometry and mysticism. The Vesica Piscis is not just a shape, it is a reminder. All opposites meet, overlap and become whole again. This was Vesica Piscis, sacred intersection. For more journeys into ancient wisdom, subscribe and join the circle. In the quiet language of creation, one shape returns again and again, the spiral. From galaxies to seashells, hurricanes to DNA, spirals are among the most common patterns in nature. They are the signature of both the vast and the microscopic. Many of these spirals follow a hidden order, the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, a rhythm of growth where each curve expands in perfect proportion. In the sky above, spiral galaxies like the Milky Way sweep their arms across the universe. About 60% of galaxies carry this form, stars and dust caught in eternal arcs. In storms, spirals spin as hurricanes and tornadoes, fluid forces dancing with the planet's own breath. And within us, at the smallest scale, DNA coils in a double spiral, holding the very blueprint of life. Water spirals as it falls, air spirals as it moves, plants spiral as they reach toward light. The spiral is energy's path, life's unfolding. Across cultures, the spiral has been a symbol of growth, cycles, and infinity, etched into stone, woven into sacred art, carved into memory. The spiral is nature's way of reminding us. Life does not move in straight lines. It expands, it turns, it returns, always growing, yet always the same. This is the spiral in nature, a pattern of the infinite, written into the fabric of existence.
A serpent that swallows its own tail. An eternal circle without beginning, without end. The Ouroboros. In ancient Egypt, it first appeared in the Book of the Netherworld, painted in Tutankhamun's tomb. A serpent named Mayhem coils around Ra Osiris, guarding him through the endless cycle of time. Later, Greek and Roman philosophers saw in the Ouroboros the promise of eternity. Alchemists embraced it, sketching the serpent in their manuscripts. The endless cycle of matter and spirit, forever dissolving, forever reforming. In Gnosticism, it was the world soul, the infinite cycle of creation. To Carl Jung, it became an archetype of the self, a symbol of individuation. And in the dream of chemist August Kekulé, it inspired the discovery of benzene's ring, science born from myth. In Norse myth, Jörmungandr coils around Midgard, holding the oceans in place until Ragnarok. In Hindu tradition, Anantashesha lies beneath the cosmos, embodying infinity. In Taoist thought, it whispers of yin and yang. And in Christian mysticism, it echoes Alpha and Omega, the circle of divine completeness. Today, the Ouroboros endures. In esoteric traditions, in tarot, in art and tattoos, a symbol of endless return, of love and loss, of cycles that never break. The Ouroboros does not end. It waits at the edge of every beginning, whispering, all returns, all renews, all is one. This is the Ouroboros, the eternal snake.
A circle, but not just a circle. A mandala, born from the Sanskrit word for circle, is a map of wholeness, a mirror of the universe itself. Every mandala begins at the center. Patterns radiate outward in perfect symmetry. It is a symbol of balance, unity, and the cosmos itself. From Hindu temples to Buddhist scrolls, from Jain altars to sacred spaces, the mandala carries a single truth. Everything returns to the center. In Tibetan Buddhism, monks create breathtaking mandalas from colored sand. Hours, sometimes days of devotion, only to brush it away. Impermanence made visible. A reminder that nothing lasts forever, not even beauty. The mandala is not just pattern or art. It is a circle of meaning, of unity, of life, of the eternal return. Always centered, always whole. This is the mandala. Across time and culture, one symbol has endured, a tree that stretches its roots into the depths, its branches into the heavens. The tree of life, a universal pattern, from Mesopotamia to Egypt, India to China, Norse lands to Mesoamerica. The tree of life emerges again and again, a sacred image connecting heaven, earth, and the underworld. A cosmic axis binding worlds together. In Sumer, the goddess Inanna guarded a sacred tree in her temple at Uruk. In Egypt, the sycamore nourished souls journeying into the afterlife. And in Norse myth, Yggdrasil, the ash tree, rose at the center of all creation, its roots and branches weaving gods, humans, and hidden realms into one living whole. In sacred texts, the tree of life carries divine promise. In Genesis, it offered eternal life, hidden away after the fall. In Kabbalah, its branches become 10 luminous sephirot, channels of energy flowing from the infinite. In the Quran, it appears as the tree of immortality. And in Buddhism, beneath the Bodhi tree, the Buddha awakened to ultimate truth. For Carl Jung, the tree of life revealed itself as an archetype of growth, wholeness, and interconnectedness. Its roots mirror ancestry, its trunk, the journey of life, its branches, choices, its fruits, wisdom and renewal, a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth reflected in both myth and nature. Science too has embraced the tree of life. Charles Darwin sketched it as a metaphor for evolution, each branch a new species, all connected to a shared root. Today, biologists map the tree of life to trace every living organism back to common ancestors. Even in nature's design, the pattern repeats. River systems branching across land, blood vessels threading through flesh, neurons weaving thought, a universal architecture, life echoing itself at every scale. Today, the tree of life is carved into jewellery, painted in art, and shared as a symbol of unity and resilience, a reminder of our interconnectedness, with each other and with the living world. Across myth and science, spirit and matter, the tree of life endures, a universal pattern, a bridge between worlds, a living reminder that all is connected. If the tree of life connects us all, where might its branches lead you? To explore more symbols, follow the path. The journey continues. The phrase "as above, so below" traces back to the Emerald Tablet, a Hermetic text first emerging in Arabic sources around the 8th or 9th century. In its original Arabic form, the line reads closer to, "That which is above is from that which is below, and that which is below is from that which is above." In Latin translation it became, "Quod est superius est sicut, quod est inferius," the phrasing that gave rise to the form we know, "as above, so below." Philosophically, the phrase points to correspondence between planes, the macrocosm of the cosmos and the microcosm of the individual. Later, figures such as Helena Blavatsky and works like the Kabbalion spread, "as above, so below," into modern occult and mystical traditions. In art and symbolism, it often embodies duality, light and dark, material and spiritual, and the idea that knowing the below reveals the above. The expanded version, "as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul," does not appear in classical Hermetic texts and seems a later occult addition. From ancient origins to modern usage, "as above, so below" endures as a bridge between fact and myth, a symbol of mirrored worlds, spiritual and material.